Get ready for a week packed with excitement. The young and the restless comings and goings promise major shakeups. Some familiar faces are set to return, stirring up drama, family tension, and maybe even a few heartwarming moments. Let's dive into who's stepping back into the spotlight this week in Genoa City. One of the biggest returns this week is J. Eddie Peck reprising his role as Cole Howard. Cole made a splash when he returned recently, and now he's back on our screens on Wednesday, April 30. Expect to see him cross paths with Victoria Newman, his former wife and current love interest. Their connection still simmers beneath the surface, and viewers can expect some powerful and emotional scenes ahead. Will Victoria and Cole pick up where they left off, or are new complications about to arise? As Cole reconnects with old flames, a younger face also returns to stir hearts. Judah Mackey brings Connor Newman back into the mix on April 30, just as his TV parents, Chelsea and Adam, rebuild their bond. Connor's return could strengthen their family ties or open old wounds they thought had healed. With emotions running high, Connor's scenes are bound to tug at the audience's heartstrings and may even hint at future trouble. The week ends with even more sweetness as another young star returns to Genoa City. Redding Munsell reprises his role as Harrison Abbott on Friday, May 2, and fans couldn't be more thrilled. Harrison's appearance will impact Kyle, Summer, and Diane, adding a fresh layer of warmth and perhaps tension to the Abbott family dynamic. As Harrison's innocent charm lights up the screen, deeper family matters could bubble beneath the surface. With Cole's emotional reunion, Connor's return to family drama, and Harrison's adorable homecoming, this week feels supercharged. The young and the restless comings and goings promise to deliver both touching family moments and brewing drama. It's a reminder that in Genoa City, old ties are never really broken. They're just waiting for the right moment to spark again. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video, The Young and the Restless spoilers and update for Monday, April 28, 2025, tease some serious chaos in Genoa City. Victor Newman delivers bad news, while Jack Abbott steps in with good news. As the tension rises, loyalty, pride, and survival will all be tested. Let's break down everything coming your way. Victor has always demanded loyalty above all else, but Michael might finally reach his breaking point. After years of risking his career and safety for Victor, Michael faces even harsher treatment. Victor, furious over Michael's small missteps, now assigns him one brutal task after another. Instead of offering gratitude, Victor believes more tests are needed to prove loyalty. On Monday, he throws down another ultimatum. Michael must obey completely or risk losing everything he worked for. Time is running out, and one wrong move could destroy the bond they once shared. As Michael weighs his options, the clock keeps ticking louder. Meanwhile, across town, Jack takes a very different approach with his brother Billy. Billy is notorious for cutting people off the second they question him. Criticism only fuels his insecurities, and tantrums often follow close behind. Knowing this, Jack smartly avoids confrontation. Instead, he showers Billy with praise and support, protecting his fragile ego. Jack even invests in the company just to boost Billy's confidence. It works for now, as Billy feels like a true leader again. But behind the scenes, Jack carries the burden alone. How long can Jack continue smoothing things over before Billy's cracks widen? Elsewhere, Lily faces her own delicate challenge when it comes to Holden. Previously, grilling Holden about Damien only pushed him further away. Aggression got her nowhere, so Lily knows it's time for a new plan. This week, she softens her approach, hoping kindness will get Holden to open up. Both Lily and Holden know exactly what's happening, but they continue the charade with charming smiles. Secrets hang thick between them, and trust remains a distant goal. For now, they dance around the truth, but every conversation could ignite fireworks at any moment. Crew Morrow is the exact opposite of Will Spencer. Crew Morrow perfectly plays heartbreaker, Will Spencer on the bold and the beautiful. But the two men couldn't be worlds apart. His father, Joshua Morrow, who portrays Nick on The Young and the Restless, dished up the truth about his son. Morrow appeared on The Locker Room alongside his Y and R co-stars Sharon Case and Michelle Stafford. He compared his career trajectory to that of his son, Crew. He couldn't believe how they almost got their start in such similar ways. They both got their start in soaps. It's unbelievable. I can't believe the path we're going on with my son. The trajectories are almost identical. The circumstances are unbelievable. I'm just so thrilled for him. He's so excited to work, and he's such a great kid, the proud father said. However, Crew wants more out of his life. He wants to star in action movies. Joshua also shared that his son is nothing like Will, who always has girls on his mind. Crew would rather focus on his career. He's going to be a very big deal. When I got my job, all I wanted to do was to meet girls. His path is going to be much more serious, I assure you, Joshua teased. The Locker Room posted a clip of the interview on Instagram. Meanwhile, Will has girls on the brain. He got his start at Forrester Creations. His career couldn't be any further from Bill's. Instead of following in his father's shoes, he wants to strike out on his own. Will had no idea that he would be working in fashion. That's because he has no interest in fashion. He wanted to work at Forrester because he wanted to date the models. But then he met Electra, who took his breath away. The beloved young couple is going through a rough path. Will wants to take things to the next level, but Electra isn't ready. There's one candidate who's willing to help him. Lusty Luna tried seducing Will. She hopes that her plan worked. Will has had Luna on his mind, but he's pushed those thoughts aside and focused on Electra. Something tells us that he'll have a moment of weakness soon. Has Victor's crazy run come to an end? Michael used to be a pretty bad guy on The Young and the Restless. He was so bad that he went to prison for his actions. He came out vowing to be a better man, which he managed to do. Maybe that's why Michael keeps cutting Victor break after break. No matter how Looney Tunes he acts, how loud he shouts, or how red in the face he gets. Michael knows that everyone deserves a chance to become a better person. But after the Monday, April 28 episode, we have to wonder whether Michael has had enough of taking Victor's abuse, and he is ready to switch sides. No one has ever accused Victor of being subtle, or rational, or sensible. Yet, no matter how much he screams at Michael at daring to protect Victor's interests in a way Victor didn't explicitly sign off on, Michael keeps trying to make the psycho understand that Michael was doing what was best for Victor. And isn't that the only thing that matters in the end? No, Victor bellowed. Michael needs to apologize for his actions. No good deed goes unpunished. Did Michael not see Wicked? Unless Michael agrees that he was wrong, and begs for Victor's forgiveness, and agrees to destroy the Abbotts, and then licks Victor's boots, not the ones on his feet, the ones in the stables, they're covered in more dirt. Then maybe Victor will allow Michael to do more favors for him. That's reasonable, right? But maybe, just maybe, Michael has finally had enough. He's stopped lying to himself about Victor basically being no better than the stepfather who abused him, all while telling Michael it was for his own good. Michael has realized that he's fallen into yet another dysfunctional relationship. But this dysfunctional relationship, Michael can walk away from, and straight to Jack. What if Michael doesn't just tell Jack what Victor has planned for him? What if Michael actually works with Jack to shut Victor up once and for all? Claire faced a big decision, while Victor exploded on Michael on Y and R. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, April 28 sees Claire get cold feet when Kyle changes his idea about where to live. Plus, Victor is furious at Michael. Lily gives Holden a warning, and Jack has some brotherly advice for Billy. Kyle brought Claire to the Abbott house to show her the newly remodeled living room. Jack was quick to tell her Diane deserved all the credit. She'd knocked it out of the park. Kyle admitted he wanted it to feel like a home for both of them and asked if Claire could see herself living there. The question rattled her. Jack tactfully excused himself, assuring Claire they'd love to have her there. Left alone, Claire asked if Kyle had changed his mind about them getting their own place. Kyle still wanted that eventually, but said staying at the Abbott house would be a great interim step. Good for Harrison, too. Claire admitted she wasn't ready for things to move so fast. She barely had time to transition out of living with her family. As she wandered around, Claire thought about Victor's likely reaction. He wouldn't approve, but she wasn't going to let anyone bully her into changing her mind. Even so, living under Jack's roof felt like too much. She told Kyle she wanted to stick to their original plan. He agreed and promised to wait for her. Claire was determined to tell Victor he had no say in her life. After the heavy conversation, Kyle gave her a tour of the house. With Diane out, Claire suggested they make the most of having the place to themselves. Meanwhile, at the new ranch, Michael visited Victor. He warned him that their spy at Jibboat Matheson had gone wobbly. Michael said the man was acting strange and clearly nervous, like he'd been turned. Victor didn't think Kyle was sharp enough to figure it out, but it would explain Jack's recent giddiness. When Michael pressed for more information, Victor hit the roof. He snapped that he didn't trust Michael, not after Michael objected to him imprisoning Jordan. Furious, Michael reminded Victor that he'd stood by him every step of the way, even through his hospital recovery. Victor wasn't having it. He accused Michael of trying to control him and roared that he was pissed off. Michael insisted he was only trying to be Victor's guide rails. It didn't matter. Victor ordered him to get out and deal with Matheson. As Michael stormed off, Victor texted Jack, asking to meet for a drink. Across town at the GCAC, Lily and Audra had a tense conversation. Audra claimed she had atoned for her mistakes. Lily wasn't buying it. She accused Audra of baiting her to get a reaction and warned her not to mess with Nate. Audra tried to smooth things over, but Lily remained skeptical, especially when Holden kept lurking nearby. Audra swore she wasn't involved in anything shady, but Lily didn't believe her. As Audra stormed off, Lily confronted Holden directly. He tried to play innocent, but Lily wasn't fooled. She told him to stay far away from her and her family's business. Holden smugly accused her of enjoying her moral superiority before he walked out. Later, Jack met Billy at the Jazz Lounge. They toasted Tracy's move to New York and celebrated Milan's arrest. Jack bragged about Diane's remodel. Even John Abbott would have approved. Talk turned serious as Billy confessed that Phyllis was starting to unravel. She was obsessing over Daniel joining the company, and it was putting Abbott Communications at risk. Jack reminded him that Phyllis always carried extra baggage. Billy knew that, but he cared about her and hated seeing her struggle. As Billy left, Michael arrived for their meeting. Jack, already anticipating trouble, asked, "What does Victor have planned for me now? How will Tessa take Mariah's secret?" The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, April 29, see Mariah keeping something from Tessa while Sally and Audra scheme. Plus, Billy and Phyllis experience an unexpected situation. It's going to be a day filled with drama, so you won't want to miss a minute. Mariah has had a tough year. Sharon got kidnapped right after her previous kidnapping. She barely got any break from worrying about her mother. Thankfully, Sharon is safe, for now. However, Maria keeps a secret from Tessa. Is this secret the good kind? Or is there something going on that Maria isn't willing to share with her wife? Audra is involved with Victor, again. It seems she didn't learn her lesson the last time she tangled with the Newman family. She's working to break up Kyle and Claire. Audra schemes with Sally. It could be that she's roping her friend into helping her with her dirty work. Of course, it could be that Sally wants a little help herself, and maybe she needs Audra's scheming ways. Whatever it is, we expect these two to cook up something outrageous. Phyllis has pushed Daniel to work with her at Billy's new venture. However, Daniel isn't quite sure he's ready. Phyllis leaned on Billy to insist that Daniel join, but Billy is cautious. He's asked Phyllis to back off. Of course, Phyllis is Phyllis, so the chances of her really backing off are zero. Now, Billy and Phyllis' partnership takes an unexpected turn. Will he have to let her go before things even get started? Or do these two find that old spark they once had again? Is he feeling under the weather, or is there something more to it? Cole is finally back on Young and the Restless. 2 months ago, he went on a business trip in New York City. He returned with a worrying cough, leading to rumors about the character's fate. It's been months since fans have seen Cole on their screen. They hoped that he would have picked up his relationship with Victoria, where it left off, but work calls. Cole traveled to New York to meet with Newman's publishing division. He finally returned during the April 21-April 25 episodes of Y&R. Cole reunited with Victor and their daughter Claire. He caught up with the recent events in Genoa City. During their conversation, Cole had a worrying cough that caught both his daughter and ex-wife by surprise. He shrugged it off and said it was either allergies or a cold. He didn't want to ruin their happy moment. There's a reason why the show focused on Cole's cough. This isn't just a case of allergies. Cole could be hiding a secret health matter, which could be the real reason why he left Genoa City in the first place. He could have taken a series of tests in NYC to see what was the matter. Maybe he didn't leave with any answers. It's also that he could be keeping a big secret from his family. Cole suggested that he wanted to focus on the good times. Does this suggest that he's dying? We have a feeling that Cole's health is going to be a storyline moving forward. It's possible that Cole could be diagnosed with cancer or a mysterious illness that he picked up during his travels. Everything wants to know who this powerful person is. Maybe Aristotle Dumas has the cure to Cole's ailments. Anything can happen in Soapland. We're interested in seeing where this goes next. Will Cole start coughing up blood? Did he already tease his impending death back in December? What are your thoughts? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Melissa Ordway's favorite moment as Abby holds a special place in the actress' heart. Melissa Ordway has had many memorable moments as Abby on The Young and the Restless. Whether it's romantic, humorous, or dramatic, the star can slay in any scene. However, there's one moment that holds a special place in her heart. Ordway has been playing Abby for 12 years. During her time on the soap opera, the actress has been involved in many storylines, from Newman and Abbott family drama to a complicated love life to feuds. Abby's been through it all. Like many soap stars, Ordway has one particular moment that stands out to her. During a recent Q&A on her Instagram story, a fan asked what was her favorite Y&R moment. Ordway replied, "When Abby married Chance." It's no surprise Ordway chose Chabby's wedding because her real-life husband, actor Justin Gaston, filled in as Chance. At the time, Donnie Bose played the role of Chance. However, the actor became ill before the taping of Chance and Abby's wedding. I&R producers didn't have to look far for a temporary Chance recast. With Gaston in the role, the show filmed Chabby's fairy tale wedding without any further problems. Not only was it a special moment for the characters, but also for the real-life couple who loved working together. While Ordway and Gaston are still happily married, things unfortunately didn't go well for Abby and Chance. Like many Y&R couples, Chabby experienced many problems, including infertility and Chance's job. The final breaking point for the couple was Abby's affair with Devon. After her divorce from Chance, Abby began a romance with Devon. The couple married in November 2024, and so far, everything is going smoothly for them. Yet on Y&R, there's no telling when drama will pop up. Will Ashley and Tracy like what they see when they finally roll back into town? The reveal is finally done, and Diane has gotten her accolades for the bright and sunny makeover of the Abbott mansion on Young and the Restless. Jack wasn't sure what to make of it, but did his best to play it cool. Will Tracy and Ashley feel the same, or will they surprise us all by loving the new design? The Abbott sisters took off for New York after that whole mess with Alan/Martin. Staying in town was too much to bear, and it's understandable Tracy needs some serious time away. She needs to heal her heart and soul. Not only did Martin destroy Ashley, Sharon, Phyllis' lives, and kill his brother, but duping Tracy is truly diabolical. She was a woman in love, and now she's a woman whose wounds may never heal. It's just too bad their departure was too soon to see the house reveal. Diane worked around the clock to make this space updated, understated, and undeniably beautiful. The massive changes are enough to take anyone's breath away, and while some fans are down for the changes, others aren't loving the results. This makes us wonder how the Abbott sisters will feel when they stop in for another visit. We can see Tracy taking it all in stride. She was more than happy to hear of Diane's plans to give the estate a makeover. She didn't even hesitate to hand over the reins to her sister-in-law and let Diane work her magic. As long as Jack is happy, Tracy will be happy. Even if she dislikes what she sees, her good heart and supportive nature will have her standing back, taking a deep breath, and slapping a smile on her face. Ashley, however, may not be so kind. If she walks through the front door and is slapped in the face with this many alterations, there might be hell to pay. First off, she doesn't exactly like Diane and is always looking for a reason to be her biggest hater. Removing a single one of her dad's possessions will be more than enough to start a war. One Diane may not be able to win. One that may have the whole family picking sides. What do you think will happen when Tracy and Ashley come home? Are our predictions right and Tracy will be singing Diane's praises while Ashley tears her down? Or will it go a completely different way? Share your own best guess in the comments. Kyle shows Claire into the Abbott manse. She's gobsmacked as she walks from the foyer into the living room and tells Jack how great it looks. He says his wife deserves all the credit for that. They agree it still feels like home. Claire says it's warm, welcoming, and homey. Can't you see us living here? Kyle promptly asks her. Taken aback, his girlfriend asks if he's serious. He admits his mom has been gently pushing for them to move in, so he thought he would throw it out there. This becomes awkward, so Jack announces he has to go and meet with his brother. On the way out, he assures Claire that she'd be very welcome in the house. After Jack has departed, Claire asks Kyle if he's changed his mind about them finding their own place. He hasn't. But it will take time for them to find the right place, and he doesn't want to delay living with her. He points out it would also be good for Harrison, who could get adjusted to their new dynamic. I wasn't prepared for things to move this quickly, she admits. This is a big transition for her, very new and a little scary. Kyle wants it to be smooth and uncomplicated. That's why he thought living there could be ideal. Claire was hoping she'd have more time with the family she is still getting to know before moving out. She admits that her parents were a little shocked that this is happening so fast. Kyle assumes Claire is also worrying about Victor's reaction. She insists no one will bully her, but she wants her family to be comfortable with his choice. If they move in with Jack, it will make things harder. Kyle concedes he got overexcited. She's touched that he's so eager to live with her. They agree to stick to the original plan to find the right place. Claire promises to tell her grandpa her plans. They kiss. When they go into the dining room, he pours them some wine. Kyle explains that Harrison hasn't seen the new house since he's with Summer tonight, and mentions Diane is at Jibot for late meetings. Claire points out they have the house to themselves. He puts down their glasses and they start kissing before running up the stairs. Michael arrives at the ranch to clear up a few things with Victor. He reminds him that Diane already suspects him of going after Jibot. The lawyer explains that Matheson, the spy they placed at Jibot, is giving off weird vibes. His boss asks when he got into vibing. Michael explains that Matheson dropped off the radar for a while, but then came back, deeply apologetic, and claimed he'd had the flu. When he told his story, his voice was shaky and he sounded scripted. Michael's other spies told him Matheson was never out sick. The lawyer suspects that someone could have turned him. That makes sense to Victor. It would explain why Jack was so giddy when he saw him the other day. He doesn't think Kyle was involved and says he's going to be in so much trouble he won't know what hit him. When Michael wonders what that means, his boss hints that Kyle is going to have a mess to clean up. Michael complains that he's still keeping him in the dark, which makes it hard for him to do his job. Victor admits that he still doesn't trust him. That sets Michael off. He gets up and reminds Victor that all he did was stop him from keeping Jordan as his personal prisoner. Victor is furious. He would even call that Jordan woman a human being and vents about all the damage she's done since she was freed. Yelling, Michael protests that he's tried to make up for it. He's been at his side every day since he was shot. How can he still question his allegiance? You want to know why? You are trying to control me. You're trying to put up guardrails to my actions. Victor exclaims, insisting he knows what he's doing and that Michael is out of line. You feelin' the vibe? The vibe is that I'm pissed off. Victor taunts. His lawyer says he should be thanking him. He realizes the chances of stopping him are 0, but he will still try to prevent him from making a mistake. When Victor's phone rings, he says he needs to take it and orders Michael out, barking that he'd better take care of that Matheson guy. Michael bolts for the door and immediately sends Jack a text, requesting that they meet. At the athletic club, Audra tells Lily she doesn't like her suggesting that she has been keeping something major from the family. She's been doing her best to atone for her deviations. Lily accuses her of trying to steal the company out from under them. If she's out to make amends, she has a lot further to go. Audra suspects that she's trying to push her buttons to make her act out and cause a scene. Then she could go to Nate and tell him all about his crazy girlfriend. They cool off, and Audra asks if Lily can meet her halfway and they can establish some trust. Lily says that explaining her past with Holden would go some way. Noticing that Holden is sitting at the bar and staring at them, Lily comments that nothing about his connection to Audra seems casual. Audra insists it was nothing but a brief fling. Lily rehashes how she let Nate meet with her ex when he was calling himself Damien and said nothing. Once again, Audra rationalizes all that and claims that if she'd come clean, it would have scared Holden and Damien off. None of this is working on Lily, who is sure that someone is encouraging Holden to stick around. Repeating that she's not responsible for whatever Holden feels, Audra wishes Lily would drop this and trust her. Lily wishes she could, but someone is coming for the family again, so she can't. Assuming she's talking about Dumas, Audra says she has nothing to do with him, and she's grasping at straws. Lily accuses her of being evasive. Audra thought they could have moved past all the disdain and distrust. She's not part of some sinister conspiracy, and she's not going anywhere. Lily isn't expecting her to. Getting up, Audra declares that the wall Lily and her family put around themselves is pretty thick, but she still intends to get over it. After Audra exits, Lily heads for the bar and asks Holden what he and Audra are hiding. He's sarcastic. She doesn't appreciate it and accuses him of dodging questions. They talk about Audra finally getting serious with Nate. Holden claims he's happy for them, but guesses Lily really isn't. Offended, Lily tells him not to pretend he knows who she is. Seeing that he is already on the periphery of everything going on with her family, Lily warns him to keep it that way. That sounds like a threat to Holden, who reminds her he was just minding his business when she got in his face. He assumes she enjoys exposing people. It must make her feel superior. A shrink would have a field day with her. Lily says he's just a barroom charmer with a line of BS. Winking, Holden tells her he's usually not wrong when it comes to reading women and walks out. Jack joins Billy in the jazz lounge. Billy is in a good enough mood that he's buying. Jack orders a single malt, and they catch up on Tracy settling in with Ashley in New York. They're sure that Tracy will get better, She's the strongest one of them. They toast to that, and Billy jokes about his brother still living at the club. Jack explains they just moved out. He says the remodel is great and even their dad would approve of it. He goes on about how Diane is even doing a great job with Jabot Classic. The naysayers will soon be eating their words. Jack asks Billy how things are going at Abbott Communications and whether Dumas has been in touch again. His brother says he hasn't been, but everything is on track. Billy admits things haven't been going so well with Phyllis. She's been pushing hard to bring her son on board, but Daniel isn't interested. It wasn't the right fit, but she pushed for it anyway. Now Daniel is out and his mother is freaking out. Her energy is all in trying to bring her son back, and Billy is starting to question how to move forward. In the past, Phyllis could deal with a lot, but after all her recent traumas, she's changed. It feels like she is using her son to have something to focus on. As much as Billy sympathizes with her, he worries about what it will do to the company to wait on her recovery. Jack is on board with whatever he chooses to do about Phyllis. It's his choice and his company. Billy appreciates his support and faith. Jack is sure he will make it all a success. He teases his brother that he may want to move back into the house when he sees it. After Billy heads for the door, Michael comes in and joins Jack at the bar. The Abbott admits he was surprised to get his message. Michael admits it was a little impulsive, but thought it was time for them to have a chat. Jack suggests they get right to the point. "What does Victor have planned for me now?" he asks. While some new beginnings are often scary, others are simply exciting, and when it comes to the young and the restless Elizabeth Hendrickson, this particular one might include a little bit of both. The CBS soap star posted 6 photos and a video on her official Instagram to give followers a peek into a few fun moments. Some weekend fun filled with friends, rainbows, and getting excited for new beginnings. Hendrickson shared, as fans got a look at her new shoulder bag that read UCLA Lab School. No, the actress is not going back to school, but rather her daughter Josephine, who she shares with husband Rob Mader, has set out on a new beginning of her own. While it would be normal for a 5-year-old to be a bit nervous and excited, a parent may feel the same mix of emotions. However, we can bet the school, which helps develop kids' natural love of learning through a disciplined approach to their work, is going to be a super fun experience. And the cute way Josephine had her face painted while holding a fuzzy little bunny only proves it, not to mention the funny photo booth pics of her with her proud mom and dad. And looking back on Josephine's 5th birthday on March 27, Hendrickson posted a bunch of sweet photos and shared, "The minute you were official, I had the most vibrant, joyous, and energetic feeling in my body. You came out just that. My sweet girl who has a heart of gold." She went on to express how loyal her daughter is and how she loves family and friends fiercely. "We hope Josephine has a wonderful time in school." The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal there are 3 must-see moments for the week of April 28, 2025. Fans can expect Cole Howard to make a difficult choice. Maria Copeland keeps a big secret from Tessa Porter. Plus, Summer Newman deals with a professional crisis, which could be Victor Newman's fault. Next week, one must-see moment revolves around Cole. Fans recall that when Claire Grace Newman and Victoria Newman got caught up with Cole, he started coughing. Although he brushed it off, Victoria and Claire did seem concerned. Claire has a lot on her mind, so she will probably put it out of her mind. However, Victoria urges Cole to make a tough choice. Some fans wonder if Cole has cancer or another kind of lethal condition. Over with Summer, she will face a professional crisis. Marchetti is under the Jabot umbrella, unless something changed and I missed it or totally forgot. As far as I know, Marchetti is still under Jabot. So how is Victor's scheme against Jack Abbott and Jabba going to affect Summer? It is teased that Summer has a professional crisis. I can't help but wonder if Victor attacking Jabot might end up affecting Summer as well. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victor always justifies all of his attacks and decisions. Victor also claims to do everything for his family. So if Summer's company and career tanks because of her grandfather, it could be the beginning of his downfall. Fans will also see Holden Novak continue to cause complications for Audra Charles. Lily Winters already made her feelings for Audra known. I find it hilarious that Lily thinks she's so Snow White. Not that long ago, Lily was scheming and manipulating as well. Moving on, there is also Mariah's secret. In a preview clip, Maria seems really shaken and terrified when she meets Tessa. Although Tessa asks her what's wrong, it is stated that Maria keeps a secret. What kind of secret is this, and will there be consequences for Mariah's silence? I wonder if this has anything to do with Ian Ward. Even though everyone thinks he's dead, fans watched as his eyes opened in the ambulance. So Ian could return at any time. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks are here. From April 28 to May 2, 2025, fans can expect Adam Newman to commit a sin. Summer Newman faces a career crisis. Plus, what is Victor Newman's next move? During the week of April 28, fans will see Billy Abbott have a tense sit-down with Phyllis Summers. A preview clip shows Billy telling Phyllis that she has left him with no choice. It seems like Billy's next statement is to eliminate Phyllis from Abbott Communications. Maybe there is a reason why Billy never put her name on the press release. Later, Phyllis worries about Daniel Rumalotti Jr. It seems like Daniel is finding a way to figure out things in his own way. Phyllis needs to start focusing on herself instead of worrying about everyone else. Over with Audra Charles, she will strategize with Sally Spectra. Audra knows that Sally doesn't approve of her deal with Victor, so she's unlikely to tell her any plans about that. So Sally must want Audra's input on how she can deal with the whole Billy/Phyllis situation. Audra will also get a push from Victor to hurry up with the plan. Once Victor finds out Claire Grace Newman is moving in with Kyle Abbott, he will explode. Fans will also see Lauren Fenmore Baldwin blow up at Michael Baldwin. The former district attorney tells Lauren that he's trying to get the best outcome for both sides. However, Lauren tells her husband that this will bite him when Victor learns what he's done. Summer ends up having a work crisis. However, Phyllis swoops in to help her daughter just in time. Meanwhile, Chelsea Lawson gets suspicious of Adam. We know that Victor goes to Adam once again, so it sounds like the reformed villain could be tempted back to the dark side. As for Maria, she keeps a big secret from Tessa. In a preview clip, Maria seems pretty shaken. Could her secrecy end up putting Tessa and their baby in danger? During the week of May 5, fans can expect Tessa to get worried about what Maria is hiding. Tessa might not have any proof, but she can sense when something is off with her wife. Adam and Chelsea might face some romantic obstacles. Both of them are pretty boring when they are good. It's also been a long time since either did anything really bad. So expect one of them, or both, to turn a page soon. Plus, Audra seems to be getting ready to lose Nate Hastings. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, April 29, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Maria Copeland to keep a secret from Tessa Porter. Audra Charles and Sally Spectra scheme. Plus, Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers' dynamic takes a surprising turn. In the next episode, fans will see Billy get fed up with Phyllis. Even though they have been friends for a long time, Billy has work to do and a business to run. Billy wants to help Phyllis, especially since she's so alone and traumatized. However, Phyllis is becoming obsessed with Daniel Rumalotti Jr. being at Abbott Communications. Daniel already said he didn't want to stay on board, but Phyllis just refuses to accept that. Then, Red flipped out at Billy over him not wanting to drag Daniel back. That leads to Billy having to make a tough decision. After talking to both Sally and Jack Abbott, Billy sits down with Phyllis. It's interesting that he chooses a public place like a restaurant. It also indicates that Billy knows Phyllis is really unstable right now. In any case, Billy seems to fire Phyllis in the weekly preview clip. Billy tells her that she left him with no alternative. For some reason, Phyllis actually seemed shocked by this news. Moving forward, what will Phyllis focus her energy on now? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that tomorrow's episode will also feature Audra and Sally scheming. Audra had quite a tense encounter with Lily Winters. Audra was trying really hard to find peace, too. Sally has had a lot of tense dynamics since her arrival in Genoa City, so she should be able to offer some advice. Sometimes, the only thing you can do is just behave and be patient. Over at Society, a frantic Mariah rushes in the restaurant. Tessa gives her an embrace, but quickly senses something is wrong. Tessa tries to get Mariah to open up, but she decides to keep the secret. What kind of secret is this, and could there be more danger ahead? Maria does seem pretty rattled in the preview clip. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Tuesday, April 29, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Summer Newman has a professional crisis on her hands. That could have something to do with Chelsea Lawson possibly working at Newman Media instead. However, Phyllis Summers comes to the rescue. During the week of April 28, Summer has some kind of professional catastrophe. There could be a few possibilities. One is that Chelsea suddenly quits to work at Newman Media. Summer would be understanding, but could end up in a business crunch. It seems these types of things always happen at the worst possible moment. One time there was a Marchetti crisis. It was as a seasonal line was about to launch. It is teased that Chelsea makes a risky decision. Chelsea might not give any notice, which would freak out any employer. Summer might remind Chelsea that it was a risk hiring her in the first place. However, the creative director could feel that Newman Media is where she's supposed to go next. In a preview clip for the upcoming week, Billy Abbott tells Phyllis that she's left him with no choice. It looks like he's going to fire her from Abbott Communications. While Phyllis might be furious over that, maybe there is a reason it didn't work out. After losing her job, Phyllis gets overly concerned about Daniel Romalotti Jr. However, Daniel rejected his mother's interference before and likely will again. Besides, Daniel seems to be finding his own way to deal with things. Normally, that would leave Phyllis pretty aimless. That is what makes the timing of Summer's Marchetti crisis so interesting. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Phyllis swoops in to save Summer during this professional crisis. Phyllis is a natural leader and takes control of nearly every situation she's in. Phyllis' specialty might not be fashion right now, but she's not designing, she's directing. So that could be a fulfilling and creative role for Red. You know, another possibility that just came into my head is it's a tech emergency. What if Marchetti gets hacked or something to that effect? Phyllis is really smart with technology, especially when it comes to security and hacking. If Phyllis solves Summer's problem, she could have another job the same day Billy drops her.